So I was talking to my friend's brother last night, and he asked me, so Leah, what's the deal with old world wine versus new world wine? Is that true, or is it just a marketing gimmick to advertise for old world wines, and can we get our wines here at home to taste like old world wines? And first of all, in case you don't know, Old World wines is the name for the wine coming from the European countries that have been making wine for thousands of years. New World wines are from New Zealand, Australia, United States, South Africa, the newer places that have started making very, very good wine as well. Old World wines are typically described as earthier, and more floral, and the New World wines are typically described as more fruit driven. Now, of course, those are vast generalizations, and you could probably fool people with different wines from all over. But it's a really interesting question, and the reason is because the root of the question is, can you make wine taste like something else? And the answer is yes. Yes, you can. There's a lot of different additives you can put in a wine. There's a lot of different strands of yeast that you can use in the winemaking practice that will manipulate the end result. The flavors of blackberry and fruit and earthiness and floral, those are not inherent to the grape. Those are a result of the fermentation, a chemical process that occurs during the fermentation where the yeast eats the sugar and turns it into alcohol. And so you can use different strands of yeast to get different flavors. You can, if you can't afford oak barrels, you can use oak chips. If you didn't have a lot of tannin in your grape, you can use tannin powder. You can, if your grapes weren't balanced, you can add sugar. If they weren't balanced, you can add acid. And there's a zillion other things that you can do to make a wine taste like something it's not. In fact, that's what is happening on a mass scale with private labeled wine or mass-produced wine. Don't get me wrong, it's not happening all the time, it just does happen. And so the answer is yes, you can get wine to taste like something it's not, but what's fun in that? Is that fun? Is that authentic? Maybe you don't care, so rock on, drink whatever you like. But for me, I like the grape and the wine to kind of be on the naturaler side, and not just because I'm earthy, crunchy, live in San Francisco and like everything natural, but for me the wine tastes more complex. There's more depth when you do less to it, and when you have more concentration. And those wines are a little bit riskier to make because maybe doesn't appeal to everybody. Maybe there are a low amount of preservatives, so maybe the risk of spoiling is higher if somebody is not taking care of the wine. So yes, you can get wine to taste differently, but that's not really my thing. It's not what I get passionate about. And yes, you can often tell the difference between Old World and New World wines, but they're equally delicious. They're equally special. They're just different flavors, and that's why we love drinking and tasting wine, is to zero in what do we love, what do we not love. What can we appreciate but not prefer? What don't we really like? Why don't we like that? Is it because of the grape, or is it because of the process that was made? The more you get into wine, the more you ask these questions, and the more I get excited about providing the level of information at a depth that normally is not available to people. So this may be not the most precise video blog, but still some thoughts I had on my mind that I wanted to share after my conversation with my friend's brother last night. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed the 2 cents, and we'll see you soon.